The Loudun Possessions took place in 1632 to 1634. Nuns accused a parish priest, Urban Grandier, of ordering demons to possess the nuns so that they were to succumb to his sexual advances. There were soon a number of public exorcisms of the nuns. The nuns would scream, speak in tongues, and make sexual motions in front of the courts. The exorcisms were so popular, it even got King Louis XIII's attention. Trials also took place to prosecute Grandier. They presented evidence of a pact with the devil and all the demons.
Later proved to be written in the head nun, Jeanne de Angelis' handwriting. He was interrogated by inquisitors who were looking for the quote-unquote devil's marks. Inquisitors claimed that to have found the devil marks on his body. And the grand juror was eventually found guilty and was executed. And it ended up being part of a big plot to remove the grand juror from his power. He had many enemies within the church, including some bishops and other priests who their motive was because they were tired of his arrogance and they didn't like his carefree lifestyle. Also, the head nun was also benefited by gaining a lot more attention because of the whole trial and furthered her career.
In conclusion, the Loudun Possessions were caused by bishops and nuns conspiring to overthrow Grandier, with those same bishops and nuns taking advantage of the belief in superstition at the time, which was also a fuel for the possessions themselves, being able to fabricate being possessed by demons sent out by Grandier supposedly, which caused mass hysteria and wild accusations for Grandier being a witch. Based on their belief in the superstitious, the citizens had a perfectly viable warrant based on the accusations of the nuns, and of course the exorcisms of said nuns, and the presentation of the document saying that Grandier made a contract with the devil and those same demons means that he obviously made a contract with the devil in order to gain a higher power over the nuns and seduce them. And of course, the Loudun town in France learned absolutely nothing from this event, unlike Salem. In Loudun, they simply continued with the exorcisms until it eventually became some sort of a circus show, until it finally died down in 1634. Whilst in Salem, they started to fear the religious figures, as their belief in religion caused the belief in superstition, which led to the trials and the deaths of innocents. Of course, there are many similarities between these two events, mainly the belief in the superstitious and witches fueling the fire for the hysteria. The courts were also very similar, having all the citizens, judges, jury, etc. being present and making accusations toward each other and the accused at random, mainly based off of conjecture or accusations being made from grudges held by some towards their neighbors, as in the Salem witch trials, which is comparable to the bishop and nuns' grudge against Grandier. And the exorcisms are comparable to the confessions during the Salem witch trials. During the Salem witch trials, they would confess and would be saved and not executed if they promised to return to God. Same thing with the nuns. The nuns said they were possessed by demons sent by the devil, who were servants of Grandier after he made a contract. And those who denied being associated with any sort of work with the devil were executed based on any sort of claims the court made. The claims being made by citizens of the town, or the judge, or the prosecution. The same thing happened to Grandier. He denied the court's claims, and therefore was tried against and had false evidence placed against him based on either forgery or conjecture, and was promptly executed. The town of Loudun may have not learned a lesson from the events, but we as a society today can learn a huge lesson from this event of mass hysteria. We should learn that superstition is not always fact, now that we can solve things logically. And if we look to just superstition for answers, those answers could be wrong, and if something similar to this happened, the wrong person would die. And I sincerely hope that no one from this point on will ever resort to superstition for any sort of answers based on anyone committing a so-called crime. Thank you for watching.